You lose most of the times during the breaks. What does that mean? I've been playing tennis for more than 40 years now, and I've certainly lost most of my matches in the breaks and not when playing tennis. Welcome to today's video. My name is Steven, and I help athletes become mentally strong and successful. When you have a look at a tennis match, and let's say a match that lasts for 60 minutes, so 1 hour, what do you think? For how long do the players actually play tennis? I can tell you statistically it's about 15 minutes, so it's 1/4 of the time. And that's the reason for why it's incredibly important that we use the breaks in between. So that's the rest, that's the 45 minutes of 1 hour, that we use that in a positive way and in a helpful way, because that's the time where we can mentally, where we can go nuts, where we can lose it, and then we might have a dip, and then suddenly we won't find a way out of the dip anymore, and we're going to lose the whole match. Think about this and compare it with your sports also. And if you're really interested in this topic, why don't you do an analysis actually? So how is this in your sport? Maybe you would like to do like a little analysis and have a look at have a closer look at it. How many breaks do you have in your sports? How many seconds? How many minutes? Maybe it's even a bit longer. And then add it up and see how many minutes or hours it is in total. The longer it is, the more important it is that we do some mental exercises in these breaks. Otherwise, there's a huge chance actually that we're going to lose our match or that we won't be successful. And there are 3 tips I would like to share with you that will help you to use these breaks in a positive way and even build up your mental strength, so you don't have to worry anymore about what's going to happen or what am I going to do in the breaks. No, because you won't have any time to think about this. First thing that's extremely important is you need to work on your breathing technique. So try to write down the whole process actually that you do in your sports. So what does the routine look like? So as a tennis player, the process that I would write down is from beginning of the match, when I leave the bench and walk to the serve, get ready for the serve or the return, and then between each point. So what are the routines there? For example, I need to collect the balls. I need to recover somehow in between. I have 25 seconds in between. So what can I do in this time? And I would suggest that you use your breath, work with some breathing techniques, and keep it simple. Do a belly breathing. So this is going to help you. If you do even one breath, you take 1 breath or 2 breaths in between each time, and this adds up. Imagine as a tennis player, you do this maybe 100 or 150 times, depends on how long your match lasts, of course, 2 sets or 3 sets or even longer, depending on your level also. But the more often you do this, the more you come into the flow, and you feel a little bit like a monk, to be honest. So because you are much more within yourself, with your attention also, with your awareness, and the outside world, it doesn't really exist. So this has a huge and very positive impact on us. And on top, of course, when I focus on my breath, on the breathing, I don't have any time to create any negative thoughts. I don't have any time to create any negative emotions. So write down the process, your routines in your sport, if it's not tennis, and try to add some breathing in between as much as you can. And yeah, share with me in the comment box how this worked for you if you want to try it out. Ask me some questions also. I'd be happy to answer your questions as soon as I can. In case you would like to find out more about this whole process, the awareness and attention, how you can focus better during a match and how you can use the breaks, get in touch with me through the Tidycal link above and also in the video description below. Feel free to book a free introductory call with me, and we can have a closer look at your mental situation and how I can support you maybe in the future. Let's move on to the second point that's super important when talking about using the breaks in between your performance. So it's incredibly important, on top of the breathing technique, that you control your senses, especially your eyes, because the eyes are distracted very quickly. So if I look around here, for example, I see the river, I see the water flow, so I see a bird flying in the sky, I see the leaves in the wind. So there are so many things, even though this is a very, let's say, quiet spot here where I am right now. Imagine being at a competition, maybe in an arena or in a stadium, and you have maybe the audience there, you have your competitors, you have your opponents, you have the coaches, you have maybe some airplanes flying above you. So we have so many influences from outside also that might disturb us and distract us from that what we want to do or what we need to do, and we need to focus and concentrate properly. So for that, try to work with your eyes in that way that you either look a little bit upwards, not horizontally, because then it's pretty risky actually that we might get distracted by someone or something again. That might have a negative impact on us also mentally or emotionally. Instead, eyes upwards or a little bit downwards. So a few meters in front of you, eyes down, and then the potential of distraction is much lower. Yeah, and then let's come to the third very important point I would like to mention, and that's an exercise. So in case you are doing the breathing, you are controlling your senses, especially your eyes, but still now it's crunch time and it's a super tough situation in your match, and now you need to perform at your best, but you feel a bit maybe tense, you feel a bit nervous, maybe you feel the pressure, a little bit of anxiety. Then do the following exercise that I've also mentioned in one of my previous videos, by the way. You can find this video up here. And I call it the head back and eyes up exercise. And I'm just gonna show you how it works. So in a moment like when you need a little booster, energy booster, or a little bit of stress reduction, just do the following. Take the head back and take the eyes up just for 2 to 3 seconds, and then down again the head, and you should feel some kind of relief already. It goes super fast. And this is it's a very simple exercise, and what it does actually, it stimulates your autonomous nervous system. You have the sympathicus, the parasympathicus, and they should be ideally some kind of imbalance so that you can perform at your best. But if the stress level, the sympathicus, is too high, then we might choke, and that's something of course we want to avoid. And that's an exercise you can easily use in the breaks or just before starting with your run or your competition, whatever it is. And you just take your head back, eyes up, few seconds, 2 to 3 seconds, down again. And you can feel like a reaction of the body. Maybe you have to swallow, or you have to sigh, or you just feel something is just moving down in your body. The stress level is just being reduced, let's say. And yeah, add this to your future routine during competition, during your matches. It has some kind of parachute effect, so if you just need a little booster, you know what to do now. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the content, I'd be super happy if you hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done yet so far. I'd be happy to see you in one of my future videos. Stay tuned and see you soon. Bye.